more light.
Right.
Hello, everybody. It's Michael Jacob with Unleashing Intuition Secrets, joined by Ali Van Z. Allison, thanks so much for joining us.
So, clinics, and I have invested.
I feel like once you get involved
30 to
40-ish years,
in the past,
and to have the investment I've made in the past year and the amount of progress that I've had, it exceeds, I feel like, anything that's happened in those previous 40 years. And for a fraction of the cost.
Wow. So what's the most, when you're presenting to someone, obviously for me, it's always been, my results have been unbelievable, and plus I have the background as a Navy SEAL and I know that it was designed for the Navy SEALs, and then eventually it came out, and I had some friends that had been using it, but I never got to use it when I was in SEAL teams, but because it came out after I left. But there is a lot of stuff that I can draw on as far as like each one of the individual patches, how it's helped me. The energy patches, of course, the first thing I used, and I'm like an energy freak, and I work out every day, hours a day. And when I was in the SEAL teams, it was insane how much I worked out, and bodybuilder, all kind of crazy stuff. These long Spartan beast, races. So I'm an energy hog. I like a lot of energy. And the energy patches were one of the best things that I'd ever used, and still are. As far as very smooth, very consistent energy. I wear them every day. So they're fantastic. So I have all these different things that, I use the patches for. When I was into bodybuilding, about 5 years ago, I won a bodybuilding contest. And before the bodybuilding contest, I did a leg press, was 1,000 pounds. And then, we got locked down. And so I lost my edge, because you have to be, when you're at that level, you have to constantly work out. So when we were locked down, I couldn't go to the gym and get the big heavy weights anymore. So I was just doing air squats at home, so not as effective. So it took me a while to get back up, but I did even more. So 5 years later, so I did a bodybuilding contest of 60 and won. And then 5 years later, I'm doing more weight than I've ever done in my entire life in a leg press, over 1,000 pounds. So what's the difference? LifeWave patches, right? So that's one of the things I can draw on. So what are some of the things you draw on as far as exciting people to get involved with the patches and the water machine? Because how many water machines have you sold so far?
I've sold 7.
Wow.
7 personally sponsored people, right? But I've also helped others sell in my downline as well.
That's incredible. That's I've sold 25, so you're right up there with me, and I have a huge. I've been at it for 4 years, so
right. And I'm 1 year.
a good amount of people. So again, you're on the fast track, and that's why I love having you come on and do shows. Because how are you promoting the water machine to people?
Well, the water machine is, for me, honestly, I think that there are people out there that the water machine is going to resonate with, and others, it's going to be the patches. And as far as promoting the water machine, what I have done is I have had an in-home event with people that are already in my organization to come and experience the water. Nice. And then I also have picked up the phone and shared my personal experiences. Those are all the people that majority of the people that I've spoken to had that personal call are the ones actually that have all made the purchase. So I wonder if they would have even made the purchase had I not called and shared my experiences and talked about, what's going on at a cellular level and answering their questions. I don't know if they would have even considered it, right? But a year ago at this time, I was going through a divorce, and I was unpacking my boxes, and I was listening to videos. And one of the videos that came through from my friend who was LifeWave dating me, I call it, because I was involved with another company for 13 years. So I wasn't new to this rodeo, and I knew that I wanted to make sure I aligned myself with a team that was going to be the support that I wanted to have to be able to create a massive organization, because it's not. I can't do it all on my own. Like the class, the Zooms that you include, and Connie and Barry include, and the Mascaris and so forth, it creates a massive structure for people to grow at whatever rate they want to grow at. And so, anyways, I was listening to videos as I was unpacking. It was when I went to the one that was of David Schmidt speaking at conference a couple of years ago. That video is no longer up, but it used to be up and you could listen to it. And I just was like stopped in my tracks, and I went to my coffee table, pulled out a notebook, and I was like, the spirit was like, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. And so for me, actually, it was the water machine that really grabbed my attention to say, listen up, there's something here that is working in a profound way within the body that doesn't compare with anything else on the market that people can go out and just get their hands on in an easy way, right? So now it's just, I was talking to somebody the other day, they're like, now with that machine, I was like, yeah, why don't you stop by for some water? And then he asked me about the cost, and he's like, well, I guess for that amount of money, you would want to try it before you buy it. And I'm like, oh no, I watched a video on it, and to me, I had a visceral response. And honestly, Michael, it was a leap of faith for me because of the price and where I'm at, just in investing in growing my business, and just with my choices that I've made where I like to invest my money. And I was like, okay, I feel a visceral response that I need this. And so I sat in meditation, because I also am one that likes to pay my credit card bill every month. Like, I don't want to carry a balance. I believe in only spending what I have. And I thought, okay, sat in meditation, and a little voice came in that says, Allie, to grow faith, you have to do things that take faith. And so I then took it to prayer when I knew it was going to be released the next morning. And I said, Heavenly Father, if this is something that you feel is going to be in my highest good and others, then walk me to my computer with peace to place an order. And then look what happened. I placed that order, and then I sold 7 machines. So it's paid for.
Yeah.
Right? So you don't have to know the how. You just need to know if it feels like.
Yeah, definitely. And, that's what we're, about with this amazing water machine. So it's, why is it so special? It's basically light infused water, delivers where it matters the most. And you with me, Allie, you kind of slipped out there for a sec.
Oh, I'm with you.
Okay, good.
Yeah. That's
So, I've noticed that when people go into a deep spiritual realm, sometimes they slip out of this dimension. That's very interesting how that works.
That is interesting.
Yeah, but I've noticed that myself and others quite a bit. That's cool. That's a tell for everybody. So you're a very spiritual person. I love that about you. Hydrated but still tired, like we talked about. You can drink a lot of water, but sometimes you just don't feel so fulfilled. But this water really fulfills you. So you have it on a deeper cellular hydrational level. It's energy and metabolic support, smooth and unique taste. I can drink this right down. It is normally when I'm drinking water, it's like it feels heavy. It doesn't taste all that great sometimes. And, even though I have filtered water, but I can drink a glass of water, like, 16 ounces. I just, boom, 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 it's gone. It feels very satisfying. Removes contaminants. This is what machine does. Wellness from within, antioxidant level. Now, like we've talked about, we recommend you use the X39 and the Celergize. Now, the Celergize is really good with the water. So I highly recommend if you move to the water machine and use the water machine, you're using these other 2 products as well, because you'll get the best results. X39 and Celergize. There's an AM and PM blends, really good. It's basically helping the patches and helping the water actually, when you use the Celergize, reach another level again. So we call it the Trinity: X39, Celergize, and X2O. So hydrogen enrichment, advanced filtration, it goes through two different filters. It's patented light infusion technology, infuses light right into the water and you drink it. And we are mostly light, like you heard from David Schmidt, 65, 75, 80% of our body is made of water. So you're infusing your body with water, and we are light beings. So like you just saw Allie, just kind of like, just went on the light spectrum real quick there, but she's back now. So backed by science, built for wellness, and LifeWave XCO supports your wellness and talks about that. It's a basically new daily wellness routine. It's got a great warranty. As you see there, the price is $549. Retail is $599. So we want our brand partners to use it. Right now, it's available for brand partners. Eventually, it's going to be for the preferred customers. Hopefully soon, within the next few weeks or months, or hopefully soon. And then it'll be available for retail customers and everybody across the United States. And then eventually, we have a Canadian in the house that was asking, is it going to be available, or is it available in Canada? It will be available in Canada at some point, and then around the world at some point. Because I think at this point we're at 80 different countries, maybe more at this point. So here's the way it breaks down, how it works when you purchase one. Create an immediate earnings opportunity for someone was asking in the chat as well, how much do you earn? It's $1,000 in sales commission. So it's a big ticket item, the first big ticket item for LifeWave. So we're all excited about it. It's really given us a lot more sales volume and so forth. So I mean, some people could probably just come in and just sell the water machine and do really well by it. But you also get business volume, which also gives you increased earning potential. So outstanding on many different levels. You can get on the wait list at this point, but I think right now I heard from some people that they were still purchasing the water machine because when it first came out, it was sold out like in less than an hour or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the next time it came out, it was like 48 minutes and then 28 minutes. But now someone told me, Lynn Hagerman was telling me that she had placed an order last Thursday or last Friday or Saturday after, it was launched on Thursday. So we're getting to the point, I think, where everybody's going to be able to buy it and move. And once we move in that direction, then I think we're going to see this water machine become more and more mainstream throughout society. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely, because when you look at the big picture and you start to realize how much hydration is tied to, you actually end up mitigating a lot of other expenses in your life that you're actually just symptom managing. And instead, you get to the root of the problem. And so, to me, in the grand scheme of things, as an RN and seeing people come in to the hospital back in the day when I worked in that system, it's a drop in the bucket, $5,500. Honestly, your return on investment, it's a no-brainer once you understand the technology. A great book to read is Your Body's Many Cries for Water. It will help you understand all the things hydration is connected to. And I don't know what I know you went over the document that LifeWave gives us to share about the machine. I do know that we're going through a certification process, which I think once that process is completed, we'll then be able to make even more claims that we currently can't make. But these are things that you want out of your water that your standard system isn't taking out. If you have a water filtration system of some sort, this is not a water system. This is a water technology. I think that's another big point we need to make, Michael. This doesn't compare to anything out there. I remember hearing that they actually had to create a whole new category for marketing this technology because nothing existed. So I do think it will become a household item. Absolutely. can hardly wait for the travel version because, we got to go to Hawaii and I really didn't want to leave my water machine home.
You know, right?
And people are like, "Hey, will Lifeway have them set up for you?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, 1,000 people, all of us waiting for 45 minutes, even if they shipped in a bunch of machines. I don't think they're going to do that."
Yeah, definitely. Now, when people look at the price, they're like, "Yeah, that's a lot," and yeah, it's a pretty good chunk. But if you divide that by, you can get a warranty that extends it out for 4 years. So it's only another $400 to extend it out another 4 years, $100 a year. You can break it down then for daily, and if you have like, let's say, 2 people or just one person that's using it, 3-4 times a day, whatever, then you're going to reduce your cost down over those 4 years to $1 a day. So that's the way it works out, for long-term use, and there's nothing like that. You can't put a price on $1 a day to stay ultra healthy and tapped into lots of different things like we're talking about as far as healing. The healing is just phenomenal for a lot of people. There's been people that have been in hospice. Of course, not everybody is going to drink the water and walk out of a hospice, which is basically you're there to, you're in the last legs. But I have heard from a lot of people, and they're constantly telling me how they have given it to people that are in hospice, and or people that are basically at home and they're supposed to, retire at home, unfortunately, forever, and they drink the water and they have complete recovery. So that's what disease usually is basically taking, your light away and your dark. You're getting darker and darker and darker. So you're reinfusing your body with light, and that's, making a difference for some people out there. It's impressive.
I would say the price tag in a month already paid for itself, given the results that I've had.
Oh, I would have paid, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 times, because the results that I've had are, I was having some problems and they kept getting worse. So for last 25 years, having been a Navy SEAL, being in the sun quite a bit, even using sunscreen and hats, still a lot of us that are in the SEAL team still have problems, from sun, the sun basically eating up our skin. And so I'm not going to talk about, what that is, but I'd had 25 years. I'd go to like the guys that work on your skin, who's at the anyway. So I go in and they, not plastic surgeons, but the guys that are
Dermatologists.
So what is it?
Dermatologists.
Dermatologists, thank you. Yeah, so dermatologists, and they basically freeze the areas of my skin that were having problems, and that would work for a while. And then I got a paste that I would put on, and it would burn that problem areas off. It was not very pretty for while I was using that, but it worked. I went through quarter of a century of using all those things, having been in the SEAL teams for 24 years, and 25 years of trying to heal stuff that had happened while I was in the SEAL teams.
I definitely need.
So I used they had to eventually get to the point where that wasn't working anymore. So they had to go in and cut some of that stuff out, and that was not fun. And it was getting worse. I was like, wow, I've heard people die from this. I'm like, this kind of sucks, Some of my friends had over years. So I was like, yeah, I guess I'm going down that road. And then the water machine, I hope that water machine comes soon. And then the water machine came. It was completely reversed. There's still a few small little patches that are slowly and methodically going away, but I haven't had skin on top of my head and some other places for 25 years like this. So the water machine is phenomenal, and there's no price I would have put on having that healing. What price would you put on your life? So it is phenomenal.
It is. We're blessed. We're very blessed, right?
We're very
now
blessed.
we need to do our part to share with those that are open And, I love one of the things you were asking about what has also led to my success. Is it okay if I share a little analogy that I believe it was Jim Rohn who really did a good job at helping me to understand, is that every day we're sowing seeds, right? And so you're always reaching out. There's, when people say I have no contacts, well, yes, I'll help you find your contacts, right? I can help you do that. But your job is going to be to sow the seeds, right? Reach out and connect with people. And you're going to have some seeds that are going to fall on rocky ground and they're not going to grow. There are some seeds that a bird's going to come by, pick up, and fly off with. But the ones that stay in the field, you keep nurturing those. Do not waste your time chasing the bird, right? The ones that have flown off and they're not interested. Stay focused on those that are interested in actually making progress. They're interested in the technology. If they're not, pray that they find what they're looking for, but keep your focus on your field.
Yeah, absolutely. And so how can people get hold of you, Allie?
The best way to get a hold of me will be to use the link that's going to be in the description of this video so that they can book a time for us to connect. And then, of course, I can also give them a link to simply purchase if that's more comfortable. But I do find that most of my people really do benefit from that time to connect with me, go over their health goals, and then create a follow-up plan. Because when you have somebody in your corner to support you, you're going to have much more success when there's that accountability piece going. And so when you do join me, you get both me and Michael at support, because I will, bring you in on all the different things that he offers his team, as well as other members of our upline that support both of us. So that will be the best way to reach out to me initially. And I look forward to working with those that are ready to get started on the technology and bring them into our family, our Lifeway family.
Yeah, and you do an exceptional job of that. You bring people in and they stay in and they build build on their success. They go into more products or become distribute the products, tell people about products, become brand partners and share it. So sharing is caring, and I can't share this enough. And so that's why I love having people like you, Allie, come on and talk about your success and how you've been sharing, how you've been successful with the product and the sharing. So fantastic. Hope people get a lot of inspiration from this.
I do too.
And join with Allie. She's part of my team, part of our bigger team. You're going to get someone that's going to work with you directly. I don't have that kind of time to directly work with people, but Allie does, and she's one of the best in my whole group. So thanks so much, Allie.
Thank you so much, Michael. Really appreciate this opportunity to share with more people, because I do know how important that is to find other people within my own organization that really want to go and run with this, because the more people that we can, as we duplicate this, the more lives are, rise.
Yeah.
And it's a brighter planet to live on. So who couldn't use more light in their life?
Absolutely. Very well said. Well, thanks, Allie, and thanks for everybody that joined us. And share widely. We're always looking for new people to join us. So thanks a lot.
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.
She's taking this very seriously. Connect.
Fantastic.
Look at that. They're done now. Said, boy, that's about the last time that's happening, said her dad. Is that what Mike thinks? It isn't. That's what Dad thinks. Dad thinks we're done with this bullshit. He can't stand it either. It's starting to piss him off. No, it just pisses Tanya off. And we're going to do something else with our life instead of selling shit. Dad would have liked it. He wouldn't have. Tanya, he's decided just like the stupid shit anymore. Bye. You're gonna figure out another transportation for you. Clothes, you get to do stuff in